In the vast ocean, where rolling waves and white foam embrace the massive steel ship, proudly cutting through the water in the chilly, tranquil dawn, the journey to conquer the sea and exploit its most precious resources begins with an incredibly urgent and disciplined pace. The roar of the engines echoes across the boundless space, mingling with the whistling of the gray sea breeze carrying the salty air, blowing directly onto the sun-tanned faces and wrinkles etched by time of the courageous fishermen. The deck, wet, slippery, and dimly reflecting the seawater from the constant onslaught of white-crested waves, was covered by a massive, rust-colored, solid metal wind system spinning at breakneck speed. Releasing thick, braided ropes that dangled suspended in the air, connecting to a series of trap cages crafted from incredibly sturdy steel frames and tightly woven with dark green nylon mesh covered in algae from the deep ocean. Inside each crude trap cage were tiny mesh funnels filled with fresh, glistening fish meal, oozing with an irresistible allure for scavengers at the bottom of the sea. Fishermen carefully stuffed, pressed, and locked the cages before the massive crane system lifted them into the air and dropped them freely into the rushing water, creating a series of white, hydrodynamic splashes that sprayed onto the rusty railings of the ship. Deep beneath the ocean's surface, where the brilliant sunlight above is reduced to faint, shimmering streaks of blue, filtering through the icy, crystal-clear water. Heavy traps plop down onto a bed of jagged rocks, interspersed with jagged coral reefs and vast carpets of kelp swaying rhythmically with the gentle currents, creating a perfect snare cleverly camouflaged in the heart of the mysterious ocean. Soon after, the scent from the bait bags wafted along the cracks in the seabed, awakening and attracting giant lobsters with their jagged, spiny shells and stunning patterns of interwoven blue, orange, and dark red spots. They slowly crawled across the fine sand on their sturdy, spider-like legs, constantly waving their long, sensitive antennae to explore their surroundings before slowly squeezing. Their massive bodies through the narrow, pointed funnel of the steel mesh cage, completely unaware that they had embarked on a one-way journey with no return. As dozens of lobsters of all sizes began to crowd together, crushing each other's shells in the cramped space of the net cage, forming a constantly wriggling mass of creatures stretching their antennae in an attempt to escape. After being carefully sorted, they are dropped into large, blue, industrial plastic tanks filled with continuously aerated seawater, bubbling and foaming to maintain their original vitality. Before being carefully transported by warehouse workers deep into sub-zero cold vaults, with metal walls covered in a bone-chilling white frost, where the lobsters will peacefully sink into a state of hibernation, motionless amidst the swirling mist rising from the floor. To prepare for their journey to the global market, the lobsters, still in hibernation, are carefully packed along with moist seaweed inside pristine white EPS insulated boxes. The boxes have a completely smooth, flat surface, absolutely devoid of any symbols, brands, or advertising ink marks, maintaining the utmost simplicity. Only then are they meticulously labeled with freshly printed electronic barcodes from industrial printers to confirm their origin and superior quality. At the bustling logistics loading and unloading yard, brightly painted yellow forklifts move back and forth incessantly, lifting heavy wooden pallets loaded with dozens of tightly wrapped styrofoam boxes.
Pull harder on that side. It's stuck. Hang on. Watch your feet. Careful with the cable.
Smoothly and rhythmically positioned under the decisive direction of female warehouse workers in reflective vests, stacking them neatly deep inside the cargo compartments of refrigerated trucks, emitting thick, hazy fog. The cable winch system once again roared and strained against the immense inertia of the seawater pressing down and the weight of tons of seafood, along with countless rocks, seaweed, and seabed debris. The cables, taut like guitar strings and covered in icy cold snow, slowly lifted the entire chain of massive trap cages across the turbulent, crashing waves onto the open, sloping chute at the stern of the ship. The fishermen swiftly approached the scene with steady steps on the slippery floor. Their hands, clad in thick orange rubber gloves, swiftly pulled open the trap nets and dumped a mountain of seawater. Soaked lobsters onto a gleaming aluminum sorting table. The clattering sounds of thousands of shells colliding filled the chaotic yet exhilarating atmosphere of an unexpectedly bountiful catch. Under strict supervision and a meticulously industrialized work process, each lobster was carefully inspected for dorsal shell size using steel calipers. The logistics journey continues to accelerate relentlessly, as these shipments of enormous economic value are hastily transported directly to the vast, rain-soaked airport runway. The ultimate, most spectacular destination of this grand supply chain is the gleaming, sterile, spotless, stainless steel restaurant kitchen, where talented chefs The finest chunks of lobster meat are skillfully sliced by the chef and pan-fried in a sizzling golden brown garlic butter sauce. Then, with the expert hands of a culinary artist, using specialized stainless steel tweezers, they are meticulously placed back into the vibrant red shell, artfully arranged on a smooth, white, round porcelain plate. Adding delicate, edible purple flowers and a few sprigs of fresh green sprouts creates a perfect, luxurious culinary masterpiece that is simply irresistible. The opulent VIP dining room, bathed in the sparkling light of crystal chandeliers reflecting off wine glasses and gleaming silver cutlery, offers discerning diners elegantly dressed in suits and sophisticated evening gowns, a truly exquisite culinary experience.